and starting out as a photographer who knows nothing about photography times two and learning together. I would say the fact that we made it through that first year of business was a success.
Welcome to Off the Memory Card, the podcast where photographers talk about everything but taking photos, because photography is only 10% photos and 90% building a life and business you love. I'm Kathleen Burns. Let's dive in. Welcome to Off the Memory Card. I'm Kathleen, and today we have our very first guest, the very talented photographer who also happens to be my husband, Jeremy Burns. Welcome to the podcast.
It's an honor to be here. That intro is amazing. I just want to say I appreciate you saying I'm such an amazing photographer. You can say it again if you want, anytime during this whole podcast.
Will do. All right. So I wanted you to be the first one to come on here because we have actually done this journey together from the very beginning.
That we have.
And I want to talk today about success, more so the definition of success, because I feel like it's something that at times we've shared, other times we've had different definitions of success. It is, meant something different to us at different times in the journey. And so I just kind of want to go through that and let other people know that it's okay to have your own version of success, and it will grow, it will evolve as time goes on.
So are we going all the way back to the beginning?
The very beginning.
My gosh.
It was a long time ago.
Successful. You stayed married to me.
That probably is the biggest success we've had, is actually staying together.
Yeah, it's hard being a business partner and married.
It is. It definitely has its challenges.
Especially when you're starting a business. Because that is probably the most difficult time. And starting out as a photographer who knows nothing about photography times two and learning together, I would say the fact that we made it through that first year of business was a success.
And I would actually say that is the version of success that has followed us through this whole journey and continues. I do want to go back to the beginning, though. I know for me, success at that time when starting a business meant being able to leave my day job, start something totally new. It meant getting bookings, being able to pay the bills,
I will say one of the most proudest moments in our relationship for me towards you was when you decided to quit your job. I mean, you were very successful. You have an Emmy right there. I don't know if you can see it. You were a news anchor. You were doing a great job. You were well respected in the field. You had numerous people that bragged on you a lot. And you decided, hey, I want to take a leap and I want to do photography. And I think we could do it together. And I thought it was just awesome. And I was very proud of the fact that you quit this career path you were on. And in a way, you were taking a leap with me.
We've done this whole thing together.
Yeah, it wasn't my idea for you to quit. That was your idea.
I think you were a little stunned the day that I told you, hey, I'm doing this.
But the fact that you were doing it with me, with you, you know what I mean? Does that make sense?
I do.
With you. And I thought that was very awesome. And it has been successful. You've rocked it throughout this entire, 12 years, 11 years now?
A little more than 11.
I lost track after 3.
Yeah,
it became a blur.
Neither of us are very good with time frames and dates, and we can't really remember our anniversary.
Yeah, usually we're working.
That's true. We got married in October. Had no idea we were going to go into photography, or we would have gotten married during a different month.
Yeah, not the fall. It was a bad idea. But
anyways,
moving on. I think another version of success was that we helped each other learn. We started with no knowledge. We started with one camera. We started with a lot of arguments about how to use the camera. So we bought 2 cameras. And I think the fact that we were able to teach ourselves and help one another learn. If I brought up something that I thought you were doing wrong, and you told me that you were right, Yeah.
This is such an accurate representation right now.
And then you told me I was doing something wrong, and I said, you're right. And that we were able to form a business out of me being wrong all the time and you being right. I think that's success.
Happy wife, happy life. No, actually, I love the first part of that, where your version of success is that we did it together, we made that leap together, and we made it through. So I really love that. Well, we have been doing it for a while, so I do think that our definition of success has grown and evolved over time. It's gone through different periods. I do know at one time I felt like success was chasing after recognition. And I kind of hate to even admit that. I had this thing with winning awards and
when you're young in photography, I think the awards is sorry, my mom and dad was calling. I think chasing awards.
Do you need to call them back?
They can wait. They'll be fine.
Sorry, Steve and Linda.
Yeah, we're on a podcast.
Noted, I did not.
But I think a lot of people, when they're just getting started in photography and they realize they're getting to a point where, well, I'm making good money with this and I'm starting to get recognized, I would like some awards. And there's nothing wrong with that.
No, absolutely not.
Nothing whatsoever.
I think my problem was I had this thought that it was going to really boost our business.
We learned it did not.
It didn't.
And then we learned it was very time consuming chasing awards and recognition.
Constantly asking your clients and your followers to vote for you for something, you kind of lose what it's really all about.
Yeah,
and that's
I agree with that.
Making your clients happy and providing a service for them instead of chasing after your own ambition.
But chasing those awards to realize those awards were worthless made us better for our customers.
I agree.
Made us better photographers for our clientele. Because if I can get my words out, great podcast so far. I can't speak.
You speak so good.
You speak so well. But I think once we got rid of the awards, the chasing of the awards, we became better hosts for our clients. We became, just closer with them, actually.
Yeah.
Because we weren't using them as votes. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Exactly. And I don't want
to say we were using people, but what I'm saying is, I just feel like, these people deserve
more from us
than us begging them for votes.
I do want to emphasize again, there's nothing wrong with trying to win awards.
And it's good to have them. You got them on the mantle. It makes you feel good about your early career.
Right.
I just think as you go,
sometimes you need that little boost to keep you going, but don't make that be your main goal. Don't focus solely on the recognition.
No, not at all. Good to get it. I'm not downing anybody who wants to win an award. I'm just saying, after we did it, we won several. You realize they're not that important. Mm-hmm. What's important is your client.
I think another thing with success is it goes through seasons every year. For example, in the fall, when we're insanely busy, my definition of success during that time is just getting through the day, delivering galleries in a timely manner, being able to stay on top of things, not drowning, keeping my head above the water is how I define success in that season every year, where in moments like this, the after holiday lull, if you will,
the slow down
things are quite a bit slower. My definition of success is getting enough bookings to pay our mortgage.
Boy, do we have a mortgage. Speaking of that, I think buying a studio was a success.
I agree. That's a good thing to talk about too. And this is actually our second studio. And I think both times have, been major milestones.
They have.
For us.
We bought our first studio during a time when we kind of felt like studios had almost gone extinct.
There weren't very many around. The ones that were around at that time had been here for a long time. And, those photographers were kind of
change career paths.
Kind of getting out of the business.
Yeah. And I felt like there was a need, and we brought that need to the community, and it was successful for us, and it was good for them. And it's just been a good ride.
And this is something that kind of goes along the same lines is external success versus internal success. Sometimes what looks successful on the outside may not necessarily feel successful on the inside. And while it did feel very successful to purchase a studio both times, and I think that made us look very successful, what people didn't see at that time is that we spent our last penny.
No, we
To
went
do that.
negative.
Honestly, yes, we went for the first studio. I'll admit we actually borrowed some money from my mom. We paid her back, but that's what we had to do in order to get over that hump. And it felt successful, but it also felt very terrifying at the
Right.
time.
Yeah, going into the debt is not fun.
But it paid off in the future.
Getting out of debt is very fun.
Yes.
Right now, our life is not very fun.
I would disagree with that.
No, it is. We're just in debt right now, but it's part of being a business owner.
Yeah. And I think our definition of success has evolved so much in more than a decade. My definition of success today is time, having the time to spend with my family, not feeling like I have to hustle. There's a time and a place for hustle. And I think, especially in the beginning, to get things up and going, you do have to hustle, but hustle should not become the norm. If you are constantly hustling a decade, even longer in your career, time for a change.
I think my definition, if I had to sum up success for our entire photography career so far, is repeat clients.
That's a good one.
When you have somebody that come to you as, let's say, a senior, and then they come back to you for their engagement, and then their wedding, and then maternity, and then newborn.
Yeah.
That is awesome. You actually grow with your clients.
Being able to document those milestones for them.
Yeah, and going from doing family photos for this, little kid running around your studio to doing their senior photos. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah.
And you've grown up with a whole family, and you multiply that by 200 clients. It's really cool. You become friends with these clients, and I think that's a very definition. My definition of success is that we have made so many friends and watched so many people grow together.
I love that so much. And I feel exactly the same. And I don't think I've ever heard either of us kind of put that into words before. So, yeah.
Well, being on a podcast has made me very emotional. It's like a roller coaster.
I forgot the tissues. I'm so sorry. Let's see. Kind of rewinding a little, we were talking about external and internal success. I think one thing that actually looked unsuccessful on the outside but felt very successful inside is when we stopped booking weddings. I think some people thought of that as,
what are you guys doing?
You're taking a step back.
Yeah.
That's your bread and butter. Why are they doing this? And I mean, I'll be the first to admit we lost a lot of income because of that. But that's part of the success. We have reached a point where we didn't need that extra income.
Yeah, we were picking up so many family sessions and headshots, senior sessions, and then we started doing more newborn, that it took over weddings, and we got back our weekends. I got back her sanity from all the editing. So it was, I see that as success, but it did appear at the time like, why are these guys dropping out of the wedding biz? They put so much effort into being wedding photographers.
Right.
Because we pushed everything we had towards weddings. We did all the wedding expos, and we were tight with wedding vendors, and we had displays that we would hang up in our studio with brides and grooms on them, and our business cards had all wedding photos on them. And then we're like, throw those cards away. They're useless because we're not doing them anymore. So it did look, I guess, to some people as a failure, but it was more us just trying to get our lives back.
And I think that's part of giving up the hustle. And that is the exact kind of success that I want to feel. We did this when our son was in kindergarten and, he was in school full time. And we just got to a point where weekends were so important to us as a family. And we didn't, I know the last season we really did weddings before we stopped booking them. We had one almost every weekend in the fall on Saturdays. And then, you're so tired and you feel parent guilt that on Sunday you do something fun. And then you wake up Monday morning and you're like, where did the weekend go?
Right.
I know there was one weekend where we had 3 weddings. We had a Friday, a Saturday, a Sunday wedding, and we spent no time with our kid. And
I don't want to be reminded
it
of that
just
time.
felt horrible. So we loved weddings. I mean,
I remember looking at Kathleen like, why did you book 3 weddings in a row?
at that time, it's what we were good at. And I think we loved it for a long time, but it just reached a point where it no longer served us as photographers or as a family.
I know another success I had
Okay.
is when I finally got Kathleen to admit that a certain focus mode that she was utilizing when we first started our business was wrong.
I don't recall.
3D mode. You kept using it and you refused to use anything else.
That was a long time ago. I
don't even know what 3D mode did, but it did not work for what we were doing.
I don't think our current cameras even...
No, it's not even an option anymore. That was on our first DX frame sensor camera.
Your memory is so much better.
And I just remember begging you, please stop using this. It's not grabbing focus. And you refused. And then you finally admitted, yeah, that's not working. And I was like, thank you. Success. She listened.
Oh, I know one more thing I want to talk about. I feel like it's something we've never really done, but there are a lot of people who define their success by the number of followers, the number of likes, the number of comments. And if that is your end game, go get it by all means. But don't let it become about like your ego. Just be careful with
the photographers I look up to. When we first started doing photography, and we were like, man, we want to be on their level one day.
Mm-hmm.
When you look at their number of followers and it's low,
mm-hmm.
and their likes are 3 to 4 per post, and they are amazing photographers, that doesn't measure success. And I still look up to those same 2 to 3 photographers. They do amazing work. We're talking like, and I'll say it right now, better than anything we could do. I feel like we're close, but they're just, I put them on a pedestal.
Yeah.
And when they're only getting 4 or 5 likes on this amazing, beautiful image, I don't like, that made me realize likes don't matter. Don't worry about Facebook.
Yeah,
don't worry about Instagram.
Comments do not pay the bill.
The only thing that matters in your career as a photographer is your clients, your clients and your repeat clients. And if they go to another photographer, that's fine.
Yeah.
If they're wanting a different style, don't ever get upset. Don't see that as a failure.
No, definitely.
But when they come back to you later, see that as a success. There's no way you can photograph everybody in the world and please everybody in the world, because everybody has a different vision of what they want their family photos to look like. Maybe this year they want light and airy. Maybe next year they want natural light.
Yeah.
Maybe this year they want to come back to the strobe light. Just know that it's not a failure if somebody leaves you to go to somebody else. And do see it as a success when they come back to you, but don't see it as a failure next year when they go back to another photographer. It's not a big deal.
Right. Don't get wrapped up in stuff like
I know
that.
I went from likes and followers to that. It was a weird transition, but
we're growing and evolving.
It's one of those things that popped in my head. I just wanted to say, don't be upset about that as a photographer.
All right, so I have a couple of questions I want to ask you that I did not give you a heads up
You did
about.
not give me a heads up.
So what
this could get scary. Like, it's just like under oath. Like your last question's like, where were you on the night of Friday of September 3rd?
No. Okay. All right. What is one thing that you are proud of? And this may be something you already answered.
Okay.
Something you're proud of that has nothing to do with money or numbers.
Something that I am very proud. Is that to be a me or you?
Us, our business.
Our business. I'm proud that you, on your own, took editing 100% on your plate.
Because he doesn't have to do it.
Called me out on that. Yes. It used to be we both edited. We would edit.
Yeah.
We would take turns.
I should note though, he
Yes, I
has
should.
another full-time job. Like
Yeah.
I do this full-time.
Yeah, you do this
He
all the
doesn't
time.
have time to edit photos.
But the fact that you learned, educated, utilized, found new software on your own, learned it on your own. I felt like I was watching a little bird that I raised fly.
You should know I'm not the most tech savvy person, so this is legit. This is something to be proud of. It's something I'm proud of.
But no, I'm very proud of the fact that you took on editing on your own. I just
Thank you.
because I felt like that was a big step for you, and I did feel like I helped in that like education in the beginning, even though the only fights we've ever had in our marriage were over editing and camera settings. But
Part of running a business as a married
But yeah,
couple.
I'm very proud that you took on that part of the business and started doing your own thing.
All right. What is one thing you would tell your past self about our success?
Oh yeah.
What does young photographer Jeremy need to know that he didn't know back then?
Young Jeremy needs to know. Wow, that's a tough question. You know, this would have been really great if you would have like give me a heads up.
Well, I'll tell you.
But I
mine.
do like being surprised. Go ahead with yours.
I'll tell you mine. That it's going to be okay. Like you are going to be able to pay your bills. You are going to make a career out of this. You are going to have those repeat clients. Like everything is going to be okay. And I think a lot of people need to hear that. Just keep at it and everything will be okay.
I think I would tell young Jeremy, here's a list of clients you may not want to book. No, I'm joking. I'm totally joking. I totally didn't. I thought it was funny. I think I would go back and tell myself, hey, I know you're a little stressed right now learning all this, but once you learn it, it's muscle memory.
Yeah.
I think that would be the thing I would want to tell myself. And also, flashes go in the front of your subject. Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking trying to learn flash. It's light up their hair with nothing else. Yeah. So
just knowing that we would become a well-oiled machine because it didn't always feel like that.
I think everything, don't worry, everything's going to become muscle memory. You're going to be dialing in f-stop, ISO, shutter speed with the camera power, and you're going to have it all in your head without even having to do math or anything. It's all right there. I think it's what I tell myself.
I think that's actually all I had for you. I thought there was one more, but I really just wanted to take a minute as we wrap up to reassure any listeners that everything is going to work out. If you just work hard, stay humble.
Stay humble. It didn't look humble when we were trying to get awards, I'm sure, to people. But if you ask any client that we have, we are the most down-to-earth, humble people. If you ask any photographer that's ever approached us and asked for help, they will tell you, man, they'll help you. Just ask. Yep. We're not territorial photographers.
No.
We are very, let's teach, let's empower other photographers.
That's why we're here. That's the whole point of this podcast.
We want you to know your podcast this is the real world of photography. This is what you need to be aware of, and every photographer goes through it. So relax, it's okay.
Yeah.
But I think on the business side, it's just relax and it'll be okay.
Okay.
We'll go with both sides, the same advice.
So I think that, that's going to do it. Just kind of wanted to walk you through our journey and how that definition of success started, how it changed and evolved over time, and kind of where we are right now. And, we may be having a different conversation a few years from now. You never know.
Still married, though.
Yes. I would love to hear from you. What is your definition of success? What are you seeing right now that, brings you joy, that makes you feel like you've made it? I want to hear from you. Send us a message. And thank you for being my very first guest.
Well, I was an easy guest to get a hold of.
Yeah.
You didn't have to really, she did have to call downstairs to get me up here because I was doing something else in the studio.
She was napping.
I was napping. I had a long day at work.
Okay.
So.
Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I appreciate you. I love you.
I love you.
And I will see you on the next
Yeah,
episode.
you guys probably won't see me very often.
So.
Oh, wait, I do have a definition. I did do something successful.
Okay.
What was it I did? Oh, my hobby, my photography hobby is toy photography. She's like, here he goes. And I got a toy maker to like one of my pictures.
That is success.
That made my day. It meant
Yeah.
nothing. It didn't give me a job, or it didn't. They didn't use the picture for
It made you
anything.
smile.
But it made me felt seen,
It made you felt seen.
and I felt pretty. I don't know why. All right, sorry. Last success.
All
We'll go.
right. Thank you all again. I'll see you in the next episode. Bye. Thanks for listening to Off the Memory Card. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you'd like some more support on your photography journey, head over to usethatcamera.com.